Hi, boys and girls. Kathy and Jane are back again with summer stories brought to you by the Institute at Renfrew. The title of our book today is The Recess Queen by Alexis O'Neill. Mean Jean was recess queen, and nobody ever said any different. Oh dear, I have to show you a picture of Mean Jean. Nobody swung until Mean Jean swung. Nobody kicked until Mean Jean kicked. And nobody bounced until Mean Jean bounced. If kids ever crossed her, she'd push 'em, she'd smush 'em, and lollapush 'em, hammer 'em, slammer 'em, kits and kajammer 'em. Oh dear. Say what? Mean Jean growled. Say who? Mean Jean howled. Say you. Just who do you think you're talking to? Mean Jean always got her way. Until one day. What do you think? Is teacher coming out? A new kid came to school. Katie Sue. A teeny kid. A tiny kid. A kid you might scare with a jump and a boo. Look at Jean back here. See the teacher's name on the desk? Miss Pickle. Oh, boys and girls, somebody's flying a paper airplane. But when that recess bell went ringety ring, this kid ran zingety zing for the playground gate. Katie Sue swung before Mean Jean swung. Katie Sue kicked before Mean Jean kicked. And Katie Sue bounced before Mean Jean bounced. The kid you might scare with a jump and a boo was too new to know about Mean Jean, the recess queen. Well, Mean Jean bullied through the playground crowd like always. She pushed kids, she smushed kids, lollapulushed kids, hammered 'em, slammered 'em, kits and kajammered 'em, as she charged after that Katie Sue. Say what? She growled. Say who? She howled. Say you, she snarled and grabbed Katie Sue by the collar. Nobody swigs until Queen Jean swings. Nobody kicks until Queen Jean kicks. And nobody bounces until Queen Jean bounces. and she figured that would set the record straight. Look at the smoke coming out of her ears. She's so mad. Well, she figured wrong. Katie Sue talked back. Just as sassy as could be, she said, "How did you ever get so bossy? That puny thing, that loony thing, grabbed the ball and bounced away." Oh, Katie Sue was one quick kid. She bolted quick as lightning. Bouncity, bouncity, bounce. Kickety, kickety, kick. Swingety, swingety, swing. Mean Jean thundered close by. Bouncity, kickety, swingety. The recess queen was not amused. She raced and chased and in your face, that Katie Sue. No one spoke, no one moved, and no one breathed. I'd say they were pretty scared. Then from her pack pulled Katie Sue a jump rope, clean and bright. "Hey, Jeannie Beanie," sang Katie Sue, "let's try this jump rope out. Here's one thing true, until that day, no one had ever dared ask Mean Jean to play. But that Katie Sue just hopped and jumped and skipped away. I like ice cream, I like tea. I want Jean to jump with me." Jean just gaped and stared as if too scared to move at all. So Katie Sue sang it again. "I like popcorn, I like tea. I want Jean to jump with me." I don't think Jean knows what to think. Then from the side, a kid called out, "Go, Jean, go!" And too surprised to even shout, Jean jumped in with Katie Sue. "I like cookies. I like tea. I want you to jump with me." The rope whizzed and slapped. Faster, faster, and then the rope spun and flapped. Faster, faster, till it caught in a tangled disaster. But they just giggled and jumped again. Does Jean look a little different now from the beginning? I think so. Well, now when recess rolls around, that playground's one great place. At the school bells ringety ring, those two girls race zingety zing out the classroom door. Jean doesn't push kids and smush kids or lollapaloosh kids. Hammer 'em, slammer 'em, kits and kajammer 'em, 'cause she's having too much fun. Rompity romping with her friends. Bouncity, kickety, swingety. Hoppity, skippity, jumpity. Ringity, zingity. Yes.
Just like Miss Kathy, this time of the year, my mind and my thoughts go to school. So I'm going to read to you today Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. And you know what? Sometimes we all have Lily days. Lily's Purple Plastic Purse by Kevin Henkes. Lily loved school. She loved the pointy pencils. She loved the squeaky chalk. And she loved the way her boots went clickety-clickety-click down the long, shiny hallways. Lily loved the privacy of her own desk. She loved the fish sticks and chocolate milk every Friday in the lunchroom. And most of all, she loved her teacher, Mr. Slinger. Mr. Slinger was sharp as a tack. He wore artistic shirts. He wore glasses on a chain around his neck. And he wore a different colored tie for each day of the week. Wow, said Lily. That was just about all she could say. Wow. Instead of greetings, students, or good morning, pupils, Mr. Slinger winked and said, howdy. He thought that desks and rows were old-fashioned and boring. Do you rodents think you can handle a semicircle? And he always provided the most tasty snacks, things that were curly and crunchy and cheesy. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Me too, said her friends, Chester and Wilson and Victor. At home, Lily pretended to be Mr. Slinger. I am the teacher, she told her baby brother Julius. Listen up. Lily even wanted her own set of deluxe picture encyclopedias. What's with Lily? Asked her mother. I thought she wanted to be a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva, said her father. It must be because of her new teacher, Mr. Slinger, said her mother. Wow, said her father. That was just about all he could say. Wow. Whenever the students had free time, they were permitted to go to the light bulb lab in the back of the classroom. They expressed their ideas creatively through drawing and writing. Lily went often because she had a lot of ideas. She drew pictures of Mr. Slinger, and she wrote stories about him too. During sharing time, Lily showed her creations to the entire class. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. Look at Lily's picture. Big, friendly Mr. Nice Man Teacher. When Mr. Slinger had bus duty, Lily stood in line, even though she didn't ride the bus. Lily raised her hand more than anyone in class, even if she didn't know the answer. And she volunteered to stay after school to clap the erasers. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Excellent choice, said Mr. Slinger. On Monday morning, Lily came to school especially happy. She had gone shopping with her Grammy over the weekend. Lily had a new pair of movie star sunglasses, complete with glittery diamonds and a chain like Mr. Slinger's. She had 3 shiny quarters, and best of all, she had a brand new purple plastic purse that played a jaunty little tune when it was open. Lily wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Listen to our story. Lily had a hard time listening. Lily really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Let's be considerate of our classmates. Lily had a hard time being considerate. Lily really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Wait until recess or sharing time. But, Lily could not wait. The glasses, they were so glittery, and the quarters were so shiny, and the purse played such a nice musical tune, not to mention how excellent it was for storing school supplies. Look, Lily whispered fiercely. Look, everyone, look what I've got. Everyone looked, including Mr. Slinger. He was not amused. Uh-oh. Think Lily might be in trouble. I'll just keep your things at my desk until the end of the day, said Mr. Slinger. They'll be safe there, and then you can take them home. Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. Her glasses were gone. Her quarters were gone. Her purple plastic purse was gone. Lily longed for her purse all morning. She was even too sad to eat the snack Mr. Slinger served before recess. That afternoon, Lily went to the light bulb lab. She was still very sad. She thought, and she thought, and she thought, and then she became angry. She thought, and she thought, and she thought some more, and then she became furious. She thought, and she thought a bit longer, and then she drew a picture of Mr. Slinger. Don't think it's gonna be a nice picture. Right before the last bell rang, Lily sneaked the drawing into Mr. Slinger's bag. Look at her drawing. Big, fat, mean Mr. Stealing Teacher, wanted by the FBI. I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up. When all the students were buttoned and zipped and snapped and tied and ready to go home, Mr. Slinger strolled over to Lily and he gave her purple plastic purse back. It's a beautiful purse, said Mr. Slinger. Your quarters are nice and jingly, and those glasses, they're absolutely fabulous. You may bring them back to school, as long as you don't disturb the rest of the class. I don't want to be a teacher when I grow up, Lily said, and she marched out of the classroom. On the way home, Lily opened her purse. Her glasses and quarters were inside. And so was a note from Mr. Slinger. It said, "Today was a difficult day. Tomorrow will be better." There was also a small bag of tasty snacks at the bottom of the purse. Lily's stomach lurched and she felt like crying. She felt simply awful. Lily ran all the way home and told her mother and father everything. Instead of watching her favorite cartoons, Lily decided to sit in the uncooperative chair. I'll stay here 1,000,000 years from Mr. Slinger. Why does everything always happen to me? 1051, 1052. That night, Lily drew a new picture of Mr. Slinger and wrote a story about him, too. Lily was really sorry, so everyone forgave her, even her parents, even her stinky baby brother, even her especially incredible teacher. And then the sun shined its smiley face down on everyone and everything, even the bugs and worms. The end. Lily's mother wrote a note, and Lily's father baked some tasty snacks for Lily to take to school the next day. I think Mr. Slinger will understand, said Lily's mother. I know he will, said Lily's father. The next morning, Lily got to school early. These are for you, Lily said to Mr. Slinger, because I'm really, 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 really sorry. Mr. Slinger read the story, and he looked at the picture, and he read the note, and he sampled the snacks. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. What do you think we should do about this? Asked Mr. Slinger. Could we just throw it away? Asked Lily. Excellent idea, said Mr. Slinger. During sharing time, Lily demonstrated the many uses and unique qualities of her purple plastic purse, her shiny quarters, and her glittery movie star sunglasses. Then she did a little performance using them as props. It's called interpretive dance, said Lily. Mr. Slinger joined in. Wow, said the entire class. That was just about all they could say. Wow. So they're gonna throw away that nasty picture from yesterday. Throughout the rest of the day, Lily's purse and quarters and sunglasses were tucked safely inside her desk. She peeked at them often, but she didn't disturb a soul. Right before the last bell rang, Mr. Slinger served Lily's snacks to everyone's delight. What do you want to be when you grow up? Asked Mr. Slinger. A teacher, everyone responded. Lily's response was the loudest. Excellent choice, said Mr. Slinger. As the pupils filed out of the classroom, Lily held her purple plastic purse close to her heart. Mr. Slinger was right. It had been a better day. Lily ran and skipped and hopped and flew all the way home. She was so happy, and she really did want to be a teacher when she grew up. That is, when she didn't want to be a dancer or a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva or a pilot or a hairdresser or a scuba diver. See you next time, boys and girls.